All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are in our match 3 of the MTGPL Invitational. I'm Ivan Luz. I'm back again, and I got my boy Pope Hoffy down below, also back again. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Took a little lunch break for round 2. Watched that insane game with Charble. So I'm
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to see round 3 here.
Oh, yeah.
Excited.
Speaking of which, Charble coming back to eat, right? So
Yeah.
we got Charble here, and we also have our match 1 opponent, Frosty, coming in, our first seed back again.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Frosty's been playing super, super good Magic. I went and sat and spectated their round 2.
Yeah.
They're playing fantastic Magic. So we've got some special announcements before we hop into round 3. We are going to be introducing our new tokens for the upcoming couple of events. And most of the players in our Discord understand that we had a brainstorm token or a proxy brainstorm that we gave out to all of our event winners. And without further ado, we would like to show off the art for the new Dark Ritual string.
Yes.
We would like to show it off. There it is on screen. These will be foil for all of our winners. These will be presented to the new our winner today will be getting 4 copies of either this art of the brainstorm or 4 art of the Dark Ritual. And I just gotta say, it looks fantastic. I'm super excited about it.
Good. Yeah, man. And if you do exclamation point art in the chat, actually, that'll bring you to the Instagram link of the artist for these cards, Cy Artista. There it is right there in chat. Amazing, amazing work. Check her out. Support her in any way you can.
Yeah, we are very, very excited to be moving forward with our next set of tokens. We have been sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting for the art to get up. We were getting constant updates every week on our side, and we saw the progression. Oh, we're so excited. It looks amazing. Even seeing it through this, it doesn't do it justice. I cannot wait to see it in foil. It's going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we are through 2 rounds. We're getting ready to hop into round 3 here. We do have our 2 top, pretty much our 2 top right now. We've got Aluren and Death and Taxes. Who are you liking in our Death and Taxes Aluren matchup?
Oh, like who do I think is favored to win this? Well, I mean, that's a hard one. I mean, both exceptional players, very, very different decks, right? I mean, we have this prison sort of deck in D&T here, but we also just have this straight up combo deck in Aluren. But, you know, with all of these newer and recent printings that D&T has been getting, you know, to be able to help shore up these matchups, I mean, D&T is, you know, can pretty much win anything, if you ask me. I think D&T is, at this very moment, especially capable of taking down anything.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about it a lot. This printing of Skyclave Apparition just took D&T back into tier 1 status, I think. I mean, the card's so good, it's seeing play everywhere. Legacy Humans is putting 2 in its sideboard. Modern Humans is running it. It's running in 4 different decks right now in Modern. Even Death and Taxes is back in Modern. The card is incredibly powerful. One of the best cards printed in white for a long time. I mean, I would love to see Death and Taxes go all the way. I mean, I've got a love in my heart for Death and Taxes. I play Death and Taxes, and Frosty, she's playing incredible so far. So
yeah, she's running super hot, and yeah, I mean, Skyclave to add on to that, right? Skyclave Apparition really does deal with these problem cards that D&T has to face, you know, and the likes of like Planeswalkers, right? Jaces, and more notably nowadays Oko, right? There's a lot of talk on, you know, how powerful Oko is in the format, and Skyclave Apparition answers it cleanly in D&T. So,
I mean, looking at the Aluren list, I mean, there's a couple of things we could see even it get rid of. I mean, Skyclave Apparition takes out Aluren.
It takes out the namesake card. Absolutely.
It exiles non-token, non-land card. It just hits Aluren. It hits all of the combo pieces. The only card I think we just don't touch in this entire matchup are just the land base. I mean, other than that, this deck, Skyclave can just answer what it needs to answer.
Absolutely. Charbel may drop down a pernicious deed to try to wipe a board, right? Not have the
Yeah.
mana to pop it. End of turn, Frosty could just flash in Skyclave off of the Aether Vial.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to get ready to hop into round 3 here. All right, let's hop on over.
Yeah, let's do this.
All righty, guys. We are here with Frosty, our number 1 seed in the Invitational, versus our number 3 seed Charbel. Both our top leaders here are only undefeated so far right now in our top bracket.
Oh yeah, they've been playing for months and months to get here, and they're just still going strong, crushing it.
Yeah, so the winner of this game is in our final. They're going to get the bye into our final, and this is going to be a pretty exciting matchup here. Whoever loses this game is going to go down into our bottom bracket, and they're going to have to grind out. And I think we're going to see some great matches here on our bottom end of the bracket here.
Oh yeah, and that also reminds me for anybody else who knows what I'm talking about. I just lost the game.
Oh God, no,
And,
I lost the game.
So moving on after that, right? So who do we got here on the play?
I believe since Frosty's the higher seed, they have the choice here still. And yeah, we do see the double Rebecca Guay playmats here.
Yeah, good eye, good catch on that. Beautiful.
Yeah. We always love talking about Frosty. Her playmat is just love. We love that Dark Ritual mat. Like we said, we see Frosty here a lot. We see Charbel here a lot. So like we said, these are our top 8 players over the last 3 months fighting out here, and they are working heavily to make sure that they are well represented on this stream. So it looks like they are still getting set up on their end for their match. So we're gonna just want to give a shout out to our table spotters, Beyond Sadistic, for this game, who you just saw commentate in round 2, is now hopping down to the basically down table side to give us information of what's going on the battlefield.
Yeah, the absolute homie. Everybody, all the mods, have been just jumping in, doing everything today, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to all of our users and new users and everyone for coming out today. This has been something we've been looking forward to and have had in the works for months and months now. So thank you so much.
Yeah. We are the Paper Legacy Discord, and if you guys want to join us, the link is in the chat here. We'd love to see you all come in. We'd love to see you jam some games in our LFG. We've got events Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, whatever you guys want to do. We are open to suggestions for new events. We run pre-Innistrad. We run all sorts of different events. We've done modern, but our main focus is Legacy, and we have created, thanks to Rad and our incredible mod team, we have created, I think, in my opinion, one of the best Legacy Discords in the world. We are more than 1,500 strong, and this is just a small sample of some of the players that we've got on a day-to-day basis here. And it's just great.
Yeah, it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to be a part of it, folks. Thank you so much. We started with just a couple people, and here we are, almost 1,600 members later, and doing invitationals, and that's all thanks to all of y'all for making it possible. Thank you.
Yeah.
And when we're not running tournaments and things like that, you can also just show up in the Discord, jump into our looking for game chat, and we have people all around the world, all different countries. Just come in any time of the day, come in and play, and someone will be there to play with you.
Yep. If you're a night owl like myself, you see the games fire at 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., whenever you want. The games are all over. Thank you so much, Potatoes1010, for the follow. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being here. So Frosty is going to be on the play. I think the perfect position for D&T. Very reactive spot for Frosty. We saw her have an incredible run in that game 1 against Maverick. And I think this is going to be an even better position, another creature-based deck that she has to get through. But I think Charbel, if they can get off to an incredibly fast start and just kind of shut down what Frosty's doing, I think this could be. We're in this one of those lines is back and forth kind of down.
Yeah, absolutely. Frosty having access to things like Rashad and Port is really important in this matchup, right? Because as we've talked about before, although Aluren is a combo deck, it is a relatively slow combo deck, right? That relies on its lands. And so for Frosty to be able to just like port these lands down, it just completely it can shut Charbel out of being able to even play in Aluren. Since it requires it to be played, at sorcery speed.
Yeah. Like we said, Skyclave Apparition with an Aether Vial can really just shut down any game. And if we see one of my new favorite pieces of tech right now, hard casting a Skyclave Apparition holding priority, ETB trigger, and then using the Flicker Wisp to just get that double execution off. Bang bang. That can end games in some cases.
That's true. And even I was thinking before you had said that, yeah, even a Flicker Wisp on its own is, enough to potentially disrupt the combo depending on, where we are in the combo itself.
Absolutely. One thing I really want to see in the Aluren deck is just see how it uses its Cabal therapies. We are in an open deckless format. Knowing exactly what these players can have in hand, we could see a great usage of Cabal therapy, just taking out Frosty's hand before it even gets going.
Certainly, Cabal Therapy being one of the most brutal cards when you have a knowledge of the format, and yeah, this will definitely be able to show up here.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see. Confused? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. So we are going to see the perfect turn one here for Frosty. Turn one straight into a veteran. Is that a veteran explorer? I believe. Yeah, it is the
Explorer. Yeah,
old school art veteran explorer.
looks so good. And I mean, yeah, with Frosty having that turn one vial, that's about as good as it gets for a D&T player, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think right now, Frosty, there's two great turn ones. There's a turn one Mom, or there's a turn one Aether Vial against a deck like Aluren. I don't think a turn one Swords is the best thing. Turn two Swords, when you see the first Veteran Explorer, great card. Turn
Absolutely.
one, you're good to set up your Vial, get your clock going, a clock that that Aluren really can't disrupt that much. And I think right now Frosty's setting up the perfect right now Plains, Horizon Canopy, just doing what they need to do to just kind of set the tempo.
Absolutely.
And since it got exiled, no Veteran Explorer trigger.
Nice one in chat there, Doc. It's very, very true. That's very difficult for me anyway. So yeah, par for the course.
So we're just seeing the basic run of the mill slow start here. These are going to be a little bit more of a grindy matchup here with Charbel going into kind of making sure they don't get outraced by by Death and Taxes. They've already set up themselves pretty quickly. Looks like we are going to see a Cabal therapy here. Nate, what's the name here? What are we going to hit?
Oh my goodness. I mean, obviously, Swords of Plowshares is very strong. As we had said, Skyclave Apparition is very strong in this matchup.
And if they're going to name Skyclave, I think that's the best name for them to hit right here. And Charbel gonna like we are in a pro format here of open deck list, open format. Even like Charbel here writing down everything they see in Frosty's hand, making sure that nothing goes to waste here. Cabal Therapy naming Skyclave is huge. And we did see in hand Wasteland, Flicker Wisp, and a couple of other things. And Athalia. That was a stacked hand from Frosty.
Yeah. Super, super good hand here. And, Charbel is doing their best to dismantle it. And here we go with the flashback.
And they're going to flash back with the Veteran Explorer, a very nice two-piece there.
That's exactly what you want to see. I mean, granted, she's going to be able to get these planes out of her deck, but I mean, Charbel's still also going to be ramping too. So
yeah, very nice position if you're Frosty. I don't hate seeing the Veteran Explorer take something out of my hand. It allows me just to, when you have the amount of mana to keep your Vial on 2 or 3 and not have to worry about what's going on the mana base, it really puts your mind at ease as a D&T player, not having to find that third land if you're trying to win through Flicker Wisp and Wasteland and all this other stuff. I'm Gifty. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the show. We are in round 3 here of our 3-month invitational. These are our 8 best players here playing. They have won points through each round event win they've gotten. So any 2-0, 2-1 win in our events on our Tuesday night fight nights, in our Saturday night tournaments, and including our monthly pools, our leagues. These all counted towards them being in the top 8 here, and every win was accounted for thanks to our incredible mod staff who handled all the Excel spreadsheets that I have nothing to do with.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to y'all for just really coming out and crushing it as well on that end. I did want to point out here that flashback Cabal therapy did name Thalia, which would have been a huge detriment to Charbel's deck here. So
Yeah, I think straining the Flicker Wisp right now with no meaningful target's a really good idea. Flicker Wisp is not really a threat right now. It is a 3/1 with flying, but right now it has no valid hit.
yeah, that's about all it is right now.
Yeah. The end of turn crack on the Canopy, though, does get Frosty a little bit better. Hand manipulation here, we get to see some extra cards in Frosty's hand. Right now, both decks just kind of doing what they want to do. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, with 4 mana on the board on Charbel's side, 2 of it being green mana, we may just see an Aluren come very soon.
Now let's see what Charbel's got here. First of all, Charbel, if you're watching this later, fantastic mana base, gorgeous arts on your basics.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shout out to you, Charbel. I know you can't hear me right now, but this is a fantastic foil mana base you have here. And on the other side, Frosty, I give you love every time I see those planes. Great job, great mana bases.
An actual field of flowers there, gorgeous stuff.
And we're gonna see an Uro here hit the battlefield.
All right, this is definitely something D&T does not like to see.
No. Life gain on top of being able to bounce cards into the library, into the graveyard. I mean, one of the most powerful cards in every format right now. I mean, there's a reason why it's basically any deck that plays it in Standard and Modern is one of the best decks right now.
Yeah, I mean, I dare say one of the best period in Legacy right now.
Yeah. I mean, it is a beast to deal with. If it hits the battlefield, the only option you have, if you can get rid of it right then and there, is to Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshare on the ETB trigger. It's just it's a rough card to deal with, especially when we know that Charbel has the mana to flash it out into the graveyard again, I believe. Unless its escape cost is double blue. We have a Tundra.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, is the Tundra in the graveyard there?
Tundra did go into the grave. They wastelanded the Tundra. Frosty did.
Heck yeah.
So does keep the Uro in the bin for a little longer.
Just for a moment, yeah.
Brainstorm at the EOT. So right now, both decks just kind of in a grind fest.
That's very true, Dr. Leo. Since Aluren is symmetrical, Frosty's going to be able to put out her Skyclave apparitions at instance as well.
Yeah, that is the backside of Aluren. Knowing that the second the Aluren combo starts, we could see a lot of pain coming the other way. And we are going to see the Flicker Wisp come down just to put a body out right now. I think that's the best plan.
Yeah, sure. It's uncounterable. It's going to put the clock down. And, I mean, if Frosty has any backup features in hand, if that Aluren comes down, like Doc said, yeah, it could be very disruptive to the combo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're seeing the board doing work, as we had mentioned earlier, cutting off of that potential Aluren mana.
Yeah, Aluren mana shut down. We saw the Swamp get tapped down for 2 turns. It's really just locking this game up. I'd like the tapping the Forest there, because if in a case that Charbel is able to draw an island there, then Uro's unlocked.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Uro also being shut off is super huge.
Yeah, and Chaotic, but you're absolutely right. I would love to see a Skyclave apparition with Flash. Let me have it.
I'm down with it.
Let me have it. Give me more D&T pieces, please.
Yeah, as D&T players, we would both love to see this. And for everybody that thinks that that's a bad idea, who knows? Maybe they'll unban 6, and then we can have that grudge match all over again.
And we're going to see another Cabal therapy here from Charbel. What do you think? Do you think we just name Skyclave again just to make sure it's not in the hand again?
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Yeah. Let's see. Our wonderful table spotter letting us know, Beyond Sadistic, who we just saw cast round 2, letting us know exactly. Naming Recruiter of the Guard here.
That's pretty heads up play as well, yeah.
Yeah, no Recruiter. Wasteland Plains in hand, so a dead hand for Frosty right now.
Okay. Wasteland and Plains, yeah, that's got a sting, right? Charbel's, thinking, well, it looks like the shields are down now, so.
Yeah, and I like this that Frosty hit the island on Charbel's side just so he couldn't tap out for blue, and then EOT we're gonna get the the other side. So Frosty's gonna swing in for 3 here with Flicker Wisp down to 18 for Charbel. Still, both teams kind of just chilling out here, just watching, just kind of not doing anything.
Yeah, Frosty swinging in with the Flicker Wisp. Charbel, we've yet to see what's, going to happen next. So,
Yeah, gonna probably tap down the forest again here. I think maybe even the island isn't a bad option just to stop the brainstorms.
yeah, I mean, I would be tempted to tap down the island.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
However, any land at all at this point will enable namesake card Aluren. So,
Yeah, I don't think the Aluren is really Frosty's problem right now. I don't think it's really the detriment they're looking for. I really don't want that Uro coming out of the bin right now.
yeah,
Uro can take over a game if not ready. Um, and yeah,
absolutely.
and it looks like Charbel's just missing land drops here.
Yeah, and Death and Taxes can, obviously in its name as well, right? Can capitalize on that, and it
Yeah.
will.
I mean, when you're porting, we've got a wasteland and a port online. Any land you're playing right now is just going to not work unless it's basic. And I think we're missing one basic island for this list. So soon we might have to see this wasteland start doing work.
Yeah, absolutely. And being Charbel having access to all of these basics is really, really good in this matchup. But
Absolutely, extremely useful, especially when you're playing a card like Veteran Explorer. When you're running 2 Veteran Explorers and seeing both of them probably in your opening hand.
yeah,
Feels good for Frosty as well, seeing that when we're running Frosty, I believe is running 12 or 11 planes here. That's got to feel good on her side of the board as well.
yeah, this is really, really interesting. Because you see these matchups where the opponent is playing nothing but non-basics, and it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going to Beat Town. Beats with Flicker Wisp here, down to 15 for Charbel. So we've got a 5-turn clock.
Yeah,
If Charbel doesn't find anything to do.
yeah. And
Surprising though, we haven't seen a Stoneforge Mystic or a Recruiter. Frosty is on the front foot here, but just not doing much.
and do we know how many cards Frosty has in hand?
I think we have 3. I believe it was 3 of the after the first Cabal therapy, so and then draw step. So we're up to 3 now, I believe. And we're
Oh,
going
and
to see a Recruiter off the top of the deck after the Cabal therapy named Recruiter.
nice.
Oof, that's got to feel really good.
Oh yeah. And so, what do you think Frosty wants to go here and get here? Another Skyclave, just to
I
hold his hand, just in case. I mean,
I don't think the Skyclave's the best tool. We have the mana to cast a Stoneforge.
yeah,
So we have 3 mana. Oh, they're going to get a Sanctum Prelit, probably naming 4 for Aluren.
4. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that you just slam down. Yeah, you slam Sanctum, name 4. No Aluren for you. Yeah, there it is. Just no Aluren. Now Charbel's in a predicament of having to deal with that on top of it. And once again, we just get to port. We get to port down the swamp.
and
Just
porting from the swamp is really heads up as well because that cuts Charbel off of drawing into an abrupt decay.
yeah, absolutely. And they're just going to cast another Uro here. Thankfully, not doing anything massive to Frosty's side of the board. Just
Yeah,
loading up their bin.
yeah, just keeping them alive, I suppose. That's right, Mr. Jack Dax. That tax lady, man, she'll get you. Yeah, Peloton 4 is amazing.
Yeah, Frosty's in a very good position here. Going to start swinging now. Now we're seeing the taxes long game really playing into effect here, being able to shut off a deck like Aluren, which has the tools to get through some of this stuff. It just doesn't seem like it's finding them.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Salty Condor in chat, that does also tapping down the swamp does shut off the deed line as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a great catch. Great catch there, Salty Condor. That is a fantastic catch. Pernicious Deed can just take a game away if you're not ready for it. So
And
we're going to see Yeah, Verdant here, crack fetch. It's going to be a little painful because we know the only basic we're missing is an island. So that wasteland's now got a target.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Just yet another angle that Death and Taxes has.
yeah. Yep, Doc, you're pretty much right. Uro gains you life, draws you a card, does your taxes, puts land into play, and complains on Reddit for you.
Yeah, it does it
You,
all.
yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Uro is a very,
It's
very
slicer,
powerful
it
card.
dices, it creates Julian fries, it's the whole 9 yards.
So we are going to see the workaround to dealing with the Sanctum Prelate. We are going to see an Academy Rector, and this works great because he can just Charbel can just sack this Academy Rector with a Cabal Therapy and just get this Aluren onto the battlefield because it does get around the unnecessity of casting it for 4.
And yes, Chaotic Bear, I'm pretty sure it also does waffle fries, yeah.
So
Waffle
Sanctum
fries.
Prelate only stops non-creature spells from being cast.
That's correct.
Yeah, so he is able to play the 4 mana 1/2, and it will also allow them to get around. Since when Academy Rector dies, search your library for enchantment and put that card into play. So that since there's no cast, we are not seeing any way around that. Yeah, Sanctum is really good at shutting off swords, Force of Wills, anything like that. And luckily, we do have. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're good.
Charbel does have the ability to get around that Sanctum Prelate, even though Sanctum Prelate on 4, great call for Frosty there.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Absolutely huge. So yeah, but I mean once any sort of sack effect comes into play though, that Academy Rector's, put in work.
Yeah, I mean, we do see a Cabal Therapy just staring us in the face in Charbel's graveyard. It's right there waiting for it to be used. I
Yep.
think we've got some understanding right now from our table spotter Beyond Statistics saying that Rector is on the stack right now. Frosty is just thinking of how they want to play this and what they want to do.
Yeah, she does have the activation file here on 3. Lots and lots of options to be able to just, play around with. So we will see what happens. Also,
Yeah, I think if you're
plowshares. No, yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
So I think the biggest thing here is Frosty's trying to figure out when does Aluren become a problem now, because Charbel can get it at any instant that they want. They've got a Cabal Therapy. There's no need to worry about getting this Academy Rector off the battlefield. Charbel can do it themselves. The problem now comes is, does Frosty have the ability to get through a win here? And it looks like we are going to see a Vial activation. And they're going to flicker in this, and they're going to flicker their own. We're going to flicker our own Recruiter of the Guard here. I really like this play.
Answers, right? More answers, more creatures to put into play through an Aluren.
Yeah, and so immediately stacking Cabal Therapy. I like this also because Cabal Therapy has to go now. So we get the Aluren, and then we get to name a card in Frosty's hand, but we do get a Recruiter of the Guard that has the answer later, which is going to be a Skyclave. So either Charbel needs to deal with this now, either try and win here now, or attempt to just stop Frosty from interacting at all. And Frosty just has a Plains in hand.
Yeah, I know. Looks like Frosty's going to scoop it up after seeing the Recruiter card then.
Yeah, that is an insane lack of play, move of play there from Charbel and Frosty. So Charbel is going to win that game there. Plays the Recruiter of the Guard, grabs everything they needed to win that game there.
Oh yeah, Frosty's seen this enough. She's seen Aluren go off. She doesn't need to see
we've watched this match between the two of them quite regularly with Frosty and Charbel. Frosty knows when she's seen enough, and unfortunately, seeing an Aluren with a Recruiter is all she needed to see there.
And for anyone who isn't aware of how that works out, you can check out the cardboard live links on the side of the screen and look through that Aluren deck, and you will see these combo pieces all come together here. Recruiter, go get a thing that bounces a thing that does another thing. Check it out. It's sweet.
Yeah, creature combo is even seeing its way into CEDH with Hullen, or as most people don't know how to say it, as Hullen, or as most people read it as Shulane. Shulane is a beautiful commander quality Aluren deck that runs the exact same combo that this deck
Right.
does. Yeah, so it's really exciting to see that this deck is so powerful in Legacy and is moving into another powerful, even as seeing as I believe with the Time Twister event that's coming up in a couple weeks for the commander group of people in the audience. You're going to see a lot of Hullen in that list.
Very cool.
Yeah. Hullen is the correct pronunciation of a card named Shulane. It is. I had to be told multiple times by my friend group that I was pronouncing it wrong with Shulane. It is Hullen.
Okay, very cool.
But so what are we thinking here for the sideboards here? Let's look at D&T first. So we've got Walking Ballista, Grafdigger's Cage, Path to Exile, Pithing Needle, Containment Priest, Dampening Spear, Rest in Peace, Sanctum Prelate, Sword of Feast and Famine, and Armageddon. What are you thinking here?
Oh goodness. So guess outright, we are gonna really like being a second prelate, I think, right? Just to double down on that effect, I think is really powerful. As well as, I mean, Damping Sphere obviously is going to do a huge amount of work, right?
Yeah, I think Cage is a great answer for seeing all the Uro. Let's see.
And let's see, what about the two Containment Priests just completely ruining the combo as well, right?
I think Containment Priest is an absolute snap include in this list. Especially the fact that that Frosty had the mind to run 2 in this list is even more perfect for this kind of matchup, knowing that Aluren is so brutal to that. And then I could definitely see a Feast and Famine coming in over Sword of Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
Let's hop on the.
I also think that in order to make, I was going to say real quick though, with the in and out numbers, I do think that cutting any number of these Stoneforge package isn't a bad idea to bring in these additional hate bears.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move over to the Aluren deck. 2 Surgicals, 2 Veil of Summer, 1 Assassin's Trophy, 1 Containment Priest of their own, 1 Meddling Mage, 1 Scavenging Ooze, 1 Squandered Resources, 1 Back to Basics, 1 Knight of Autumn, 1 Pernicious Deed, 2 Plague Engineers, and 1 Force of Will. The first thinking of is definitely bringing in Plague Engineer, naming human, just shutting down that side of the board. What else? What do you think?
I actually really like bringing in the Squandered Resources. Since Charble's not playing against a deck with a bunch of permission, just being able to go faster and combo faster, I think is invaluable in this matchup. So I think bringing in the Squandered Resources is really, really cool.
Yeah. I want to make a case for Meddling Mage, but I can't find enough value to say. I mean, you could put Meddling Mage and just say you can't cast Skyclave Apparition, but Vile just gets around it. So the other thought is if you bring in Meddling Mage, do you name Swords to Plowshares? If it's an option for the Aluren deck.
Yeah, I think if you do bring in Meddling Mage, that's exactly the card you're gonna want to name, because in that case, as you had mentioned, naming Skyclave, right? You'd probably be better off just bringing in the Containment Priest so they can't flash in their own Skyclaves through the always powerful Aether Vial.
Absolutely. And I think another good card that we could see come into play is if we don't see a lot of exile effects on the other side of the board. We see Cabal Therapy, which is a discard. We could see Surgical naming Skyclave and then Surgicaling a Skyclave, just getting rid of the card entirely from a list.
Yeah, just 4 for 1 or 3 for 1 or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what Charbel and Frosty bring in here. I think both players are in a really good spot for whatever they want to do here. It looks like Frosty is going to be on the play, Charbel keeping 7 here, and I think we're getting ready to get going here.
Yes, and as chat points out, Deed could also be really, really good.
Yeah, Pernicious Deed is always good. Bringing just a second copy of Pernicious Deed is never a bad option.
Yeah. Yeah, the in out numbers can be pretty tricky, but the obvious haymakers seem to be what you'd want to be bringing in. Yeah.
Yeah, we do want to thank all of you guys for joining us here. We are on round 3. We're in round 3 here of our invitational event. These are our top 8 players here. Isaragard, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Appreciate you.
Very quickly for Frosty, Caracas into an Aether Vial there. Not
There you
going to
go.
be dealing with stuff like that.
Oh yeah, once again, about as strong as you can get.
Yep, I think that's a great play for Frosty here. Just setting up what they need to get done.
Oh yeah, Doc definitely knows, man. Overextending into a Deed, yeah, it's a really terrible, terrible feeling as a D&T player.
Oh, it's the absolute worst. I hate it. I don't play a lot of green and black, but Pernicious Deed is one of the best green and black cards ever.
Yeah, sir.
Especially in a deck like this.
Oh yeah, can definitely utilize it for sure. Because the only things you're really committing to the board cost too much to blow up, or you get value from them.
Yeah. So just going to see a Verdant Catacombs and pass here. We're going to see a Horizon Canopy from Frosty's side.
And we have a second. All right. What's better than one Aether Vial? 2 Aether Vials, I suppose.
2 good old Aether Vials here, setting up. Just making sure they have every answer here in case we start seeing lands disappear. That also makes me wonder if Frosty brought in that Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
I would keep double Vial Armageddon any day of the week, knowing that I'm going to keep my vials around.
Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, and as we'd mentioned before, right, Aluren relies on its lands. It doesn't have any, cheeky things like rituals to pump it out. I mean, obviously, like I said, there's the squandered resources, and that may end up coming in clutch. But other than that, yeah, Charbel's going to be relying very heavily on their lands.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very if we think that's the route that Frosty is going, and this could be a very, very brutal matchup.
Oh yeah.
And Freffy, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
And for all of you wondering, we are the MTG Paper Legacy Discord. This is our 3-month invitational. These are our top 8 players playing out for our invitational championship here. They have been playing the most Magic. They have the most wins, and they are some of our top players on the Discord over the last 3 months of play. And if you guys want to come in, start playing some games, start playing in our Tuesday and Saturday events, Discord is right there in the chat. Thank you, Nightbot, right on schedule for that. And we'd love to see you all in our chat in our LFGs.
Absolutely.
So right now it looks like Charbel is going to got a ponder, does not like it, shuffle, fetches to 18, and is just going to go straight into a Cabal Therapy, I believe. Is that what I saw there? Response to Cabal Therapy, going to flash in the mom. I like that. Keeps the mom protected.
Oh yeah, which obviously protects all families from things like abrupt decay.
Yeah, I really like Frosty's list because we did see the 2 colorless lists that are running around today in both 12 Post and in Steel Stompy. Frosty's not running the normal 4 mom package. She's running the 3 mom, 1 stepmom package. And I thought that was insane to see and get that right for seeing it. I'm the person who is stuck by my 4 moms. I will not really run Give Reverence. But Frosty took the bite and decided to run 1 Giver, and it's paying off really well if she ever gets into these 12 Posts or Steel Stompy matchups.
That's very, very true.
So named Thalia, and we see, I believe that is Wisp, Prelate, and a Wasteland there on Frosty's side of the board. So a whiff on the Cabal Therapy, but some good info for Charbel here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what a nice hand, right?
Yeah. You're happy with that hand if you're Frosty.
Oh yeah. Yes, and this truly is the paper legacy Discord, as you can see from Charbel's side, bringing out the old pen and paper there. Very classic.
I mean, the amount of Pro Tours I've run, I have I have journals full of my opponent's hands when I play Thought Seizes. So I mean, you have to make sure that you are always understanding what that player's got in hand.
That's right. And we do see the Veteran Explorer. Are we going to see the value of Cabal Therapy immediately? I'm going to assume so. Here we are. Yeah.
Here we go. Crack it. Name probably Flicker Wisp. Or actually, I would think you take the I still think you take the Sanctum Prelate naming 4 because it just sticks Aluren in your hand.
I agree. I think getting rid of the Prelate is the best call.
Yeah, especially if you know you have an Aluren in hand.
Right. And so Malfi in chat saying you don't name 4, you name 2.
I mean, sure. The only thing we're really hitting with 2 is Abrupt Decay, if that's what we're thinking, or a Squandered Resources, if that comes in. It can stop some of the combo. Name Skyclave Doc. Well, we already saw there's no Skyclave in hand.
He said, I don't even care. I'm naming Skyclave anyway.
Just no matter what. No matter what. And we're going to see the draw card. We're going to see the draw from named Prelate takes the Prelate.
Yeah, Malfi. It only stops non-creatures.
Yeah, Prelate would be $100 card if it stopped not everything but non-lands. It would be absolutely broken.
He said, then what good is it? I don't know, man.
Hey, man, it's great for stopping Force of Wills. It's great for stopping Allurance from hitting the battlefield, especially when we know, and so do the players know, that Charbel's running 4 Aluren. It gets stuck in the hand. They're only running 1 Academy Rector. So, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, but hey, sometimes that's all it takes, right? As we saw.
Look, you guys are definitely not the only one. I have put a Sanctum on 1, knowing I have 2 swords in hand, not realizing it's both sides. Okay, I've done it. You make mistakes with Sanctum.
I mean, I'll say it again, man. Magic's hard.
Magic's very hard.
And so the fact that these competitors got this far, I mean, just blows my mind.
Yeah, and like I said, Frosty, and I truly believe that Frosty's one of the best D&T players in the server. Their knowledge of this deck is incredible. Charbel is a fantastic pilot of Aluren. It's not like these players are here because they just win a lot. These players win often because they are some fantastic pilots of these lists. Yeah. And we are going to see the Flicker Wisp come down here for Frosty.
Yep, just flick out a land. Why not?
I definitely see the argument there, Salty, for boarding out the vials, but I think I personally believe that Frosty brought in Armageddon, and this could just shut them off.
Yeah, that would be so insane. It's like the old classic Cataclysm play, right? But
yeah,
at least similar.
Yeah, just blow up everything.
Yeah, in this matchup, it's effectively doing the same thing.
Yeah, double vials on 3 here. Not even going to stagger the 3 and the 2. Just gonna that I think confirms the fact that we are seeing Armageddon in this list. A double vial on 3. Not caring too much about the land backup on this side.
Yeah, she knows exactly what she wants. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna flash in the Caracas for 1, 2, and 3. There's Thalia coming down. Gonna float.
Yeah, and it's also, showing the absolute power of the 3-drop slot in Death and Taxes, even more than ever, right?
Yeah, Flicker Wisp, Sanctum Prelate. What else do we have in the 3 spot? I mean, we have Recruiter of the Guard, Skankdom. We have Prelate, Skyclave Apparition, Recruiter of the Guard, and Flicker Wisp, all in that 3 spot. Yeah. And there's a reason why Palace Jailer just couldn't fit in anymore. It was a great card while it lasted, but Prelate's just Apparition is just so good.
Yeah, it's the bee's knees. Speaking of the bee's knees, we do have an Uro on the other side of the board, though.
Uro. Good card. It's a great Magic card. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very divisive for sure. Love it or hate it, right? I don't know if it's like lukewarm on Uro, right?
Yeah, Malfi, there's no hate towards Palace Jailer. It's just the card was just it. When a card does so many things like Skyclave can do, just removing those big interaction pieces off the board.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong for doing this, but I never actually played Jailer. I guess I missed the jailer boat, so I'm not too unhappy with not playing it still.
Yeah, and to Silver Flame, Uro is 3 mana to play it once, and it automatically kills itself when it enters the battlefield unless it escapes. So we do see that it's 3 mana, and it's 4 mana to escape it after that. So that's why you're able to see the Uro come down with just 3 mana. And the best play for Frosty here, hitting a Recruiter of the Guard, gets another Flicker Wisp.
Oh my,
Um,
that value in
this makes me wonder if there was a possibility that Frosty took out those Skyclave apparitions, one, because she knew that Charbo would be targeting them so much with possibly a Cabal therapy.
that's
Just
huge,
some
but
back end play, some
yeah,
big brain plays there.
for sure.
And just gonna get in for some beat sticks here. That's I think 7 or 8 there. That's 7 on the ground there for Frosty.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge clock, right? I mean, she's still gonna have to deal with this Uro, but
Yeah, the Uro's still going to be there. So another activation of another Flicker Wisp.
well,
Good lord, gonna flicker the recruiter here.
yeah, for sure.
Oh man, Frosty's in such a strong position here. 2 Flicker Wisps, a Thalia, and another recruiter activation. Pfft. Frosty's in a very, very, very strong position here.
Oh yeah.
Full on aggro taxes right now, and gonna get another Sanctum Prelate. Gonna activate it.
Are we gonna see the hype Armageddon after all this? By the way, she's still.
I want it so bad. I want to see Armageddon.
Yeah, I might lose my mind if Armageddon happens.
Yeah,
That'd be it. That'd be the game right there.
yeah. So one of our persons asking where excuse me, where is the Toxic Deluge? There is no Toxic Deluge in this list. I don't think I didn't see one at least.
No, no Toxic Deluge. We do have the Deed and we do have Plague Engineers, both of which would be really, really good.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. We cannot actually see an Armageddon after naming Prelate naming 4. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah, gotcha.
yeah, so maybe we just, as much as we would have loved to see it, it would have been great to see.
Technically, she could have flashed in the Flicker Wisp, hit the Prelate,
Cast Armageddon, bring it back down, naming 4, saying good luck.
yeah, still an option. Yeah, Potato and Chess says Cataclysm is far better than Armageddon and D&T. I mean, I suppose it just depends, right? With these having open deck lists and with these competitors knowing each other's decks for so long, it's very possible that Frosty just saw that Armageddon would put in enough work.
Yeah, it also can just really catch players off guard. Knowing that a Cataclysm is usually in that top 20 card for the sideboard.
Yeah.
It's really on the 50-50 list right now with Gideon and Mindbreak Trap, kind of taking that 3 and 4 spot away of what you want to do with a card.
Right.
She is playing. Since these players do have open deck lists they all know what they're playing against. Armageddon is a known card for Charbel, and it is. We can actually read off Frosty's sideboard here. She's running 1 Walking Ballista, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Path to Exile, 1 Pithing Needle, 2 Containment Priest, 2 Dampening Spear, 2 Rest in Peace, 1 Sanctum Prelate, 1 Sword of Feast and Famine, and 1 Armageddon. And yeah, the deck list should all be on the screen for you guys to check that out.
Go ahead and just check out the cardboard live there.
Yeah, and Malfi, one of our players in the invitation right now, saying, "Yeah, these players have all played against each other enough times to kind of know what could be on the possibility."
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Cataclysm is super nice to run against Planeswalker. I think Cataclysm in an open event like our Saturday events is a much better than an Armageddon. But when you know your top 8 is probably not going to be running Planeswalker, especially seeing no Oko in our top 8 here, it's definitely, I think Armageddon can really catch some players off guard. And thank you, Jackie Brown 87.
Jackie Brown, welcome to the chat.
And then there's the Plague Engineer. I think that's a great card here. I think we named Elemental. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Plays Merfolk, returns the Engineer to hand so we can start clearing the board some more.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's a really good line for Charbel there.
Yeah, not only do you get the effect of Plague Engineer, wipe the board, state-based effect, then you bounce it and
Yep, we're just going to keep setting up. Yeah, human here would be pretty nasty if you're Charble. That is a fantastic play with the Arctic Merfolk. They're bouncing the Plague Engineer back to their hand. Um,
Yeah, 4 for
this could
1's good, right?
yeah, going for a 2-for-1 and then a 4-for-1 is nasty. And so Frosty can be in a very, very tough position here. This is where I run the White Force sometimes in some of my games, knowing if I'm going into a very heavy Plague Engineer battle. Blaming the other side of the I think it's Force of Redemption or something like that. The
Yeah,
White Force from Modern Horizons.
giving everything the +1/+1 huge, right? That's also why I've seen a few of our D&T players adopt the new +1/+1 counter 2-drop that came out as well.
Yeah, our own mod Astrid, she's in love with that card. It
Yeah,
is it's Luminarch Aspirant. I actually have a copy right here.
right.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Can really get around a Plague Engineer. And I know Astrid did an amazing job during Eternal Weekend
That's
playing
right.
with that card, and it got her through a lot.
This also brings it back to the idea of running the one giver of runes, right? That's really, really helpful of getting around that sort of effect as well.
Yeah, just having the core, just not being able to get touched around that side.
Absolutely.
Um, so we're going to see the Plague Engineer come down again, probably naming human.
Yes, I would.
I don't know why you wouldn't if you're Charble. Um,
Maybe we'll see some vial activations in response.
maybe just in case you don't want to give them another option for human.
Oh, I guess not. And Pellet is also a little bit smaller, still around,
Yeah,
but
Prelate luckily a 2/2. I would hope so for 3 mana, but
yeah.
so let's see. Now the tables have turned a little bit for Charble here. Put themselves in a very favorable position now. You're gonna swords, probably the Plague Engineer. Yeah, it's a great option there.
Yeah, I mean, Arctic Merfolk being there is a combo piece, but D&T is gonna have struggle a lot trying to get through a Plague Engineer, so
Yeah,
that makes
I,
sense.
I, yeah. So we are gonna see another Thalia hit the board here. So I believe Frosty is empty-handed now. We may just be in full top deck mode here for for Frosty here.
Oh wow.
And we see the port of the Bayou here for Charble there.
Oh yeah. Keep him off as much mana as possible for sure.
Yeah, we're seeing some great play here. Charble happily taking game one with the Academy Rector, getting over a Sanctum Prelate for to get that Aluren out on the battlefield here. Let's see what happens now. We still have that Sanctum Prelate locking Aluren in hand. Baleful
Hmm.
Strix, pretty good card.
Yeah, yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I distinctly remember there being discussions about whether or not it was too strong for Legacy. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
I mean, Baleful Strix, fantastic magic card. I think it's just strong enough for Legacy. I think it's one of the best 2-drops in the game. Death Touch, flying, draw a card. I mean, they gave us Coatl, so I mean, like, I'll take that.
Yeah, it does what you want. Who knows
Yeah,
with the new set coming out with a bunch of owls or whatever? I guess maybe we'll see more. Who knows?
I mean, we are technically running 2 Strixes in this deck. We've got Parasitic Strix as well in Charble's list. Let's just get a couple more. Let's get a Strix. Let's get some Strix lists going.
That's right, Strix Tribal.
Yep, and we are going to see here the Recruiter of the Guard grabbing Rector.
Oh
So
yeah,
Charble is on the path here to start getting pieces together. Strix is better than Sneaky Snow Snake. You're absolutely correct, Dr. Leo.
that
I would love to see, Mike, if you could build Owl Tribal here. That'd be great.
would be amazing.
So plenty of mana here for Charble. This could be it. I still believe we have a Cabal Therapy in the bin. I'm not entirely sure. Can't see all the cards in Charble's bin, but we are going to see the Academy Rector possibly just come down and just end this game.
I mean, we also still looks like we still have that Uro in the bin as well, which that's always going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, double fetches here could just get 2 islands, and we're off to the races with Uro. And I think that may just be the option here. Just yeah, crack down to 6. Gonna probably grab that second island.
Yeah, not having access to white right now does shut off the Rector
Mhm.
line.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a second they don't have a second Tundra. That actually does hurt them quite a lot more than I thought it would. Um, so we are seeing the mana limitations in this deck becoming a little more evident. Um, only 5 basics. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but having access to all of those basics, that does, you have to
Yeah,
figure
it
out the
does.
balance between basics and non-basics.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does put Frosty in a tough position with 4 wastelands in hand, with 4 wastelands in the deck.
for
Just
sure.
now, I just kind of have to figuring out the line here for Charble. Charble's in a very tough position, but I think we're just going to see an Uro come out of the graveyard here. It wouldn't
Probably.
surprise me, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, Uro is about as good of a threat as you could possibly ask for. So
Yeah, last white source is a Savannah in the list. Nothing fetchable to get the Savannah as of right now. No cracks to go, no fetches to grab it right now. So that it could just be stuck in the deck for a little bit, or it's stuck in hand. Charble's got to be in the tank here. Ooh, okay. We are going to see some cards coming down here. Not exactly sure what that is. Is that Harpy? Yeah, that is Harpy. Okay, sorry, I couldn't see the art very well. So Cavern Harpy is down.
yeah, Doc says Earl will just be bounced by Caracas, but is that even so bad? No, it's
No,
good.
it's not. It's not at all. I mean, you're still gaining 3 life, especially with that 6. You're gaining 3 life.
You're
Ooh.
drawing cards. Yeah, it's drawing you into answers for Prelate. So all right, so it looks like we're just going to see some value plays over here from Charble with this Cavern Harpy.
Hmm. So just gonna pass the turn here. Frosty in a very awkward position here. Um, hmm. Charble got all the mana they could want right now. Still not a second white source though, so they're a little stuck on that part. Um, but it looks like Frosty's just gonna untap, draw, pass.
Yeah,
There isn't much they can do right now. Just gonna tap down the Tundra, um, kind of keeping them locked on that white source.
yeah, it's good thinking.
We are
Okay,
gonna see the squandered resources come in. Okay. Yeah, so that's the best thing to do right now. If you can't untap your white source, um,
let's just get some mana. Yeah,
yeah,
and it also helped with this Thali attacks, and
yeah, all of that.
yeah,
Yeah, Thalia tax was paid. 3 mana, 3/4 mana open.
I agree. I love the art on squandered resources. It's so cool.
Charble very much making sure that every play is correct here. This is as a combo player, making sure they are making every correct choice here. Gonna play Cabal Therapy. Naming. Who what are we gonna name?
Mm. Swords. I mean, if you want to continue to try and get that Uro out,
Name Skyclave again. There's the Skyclave name.
yeah,
Holy flood.
I
Frosty
would,
with just 2 planes in hand.
I would say
That's got to bring all the signals down. Yep, here we go. I think this is going to be it here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to start sacking lands. I think Charble's in full control here. Yep, there's the Arena Rector coming down. Can flashback therapy kill Rector? Oh, yeah, this is brutal.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
He's still going to need to find a way to get rid of that Thalia, though.
Yeah, Thalia is a problem. So we get the Aluren on the board over top of the Prelate. And yeah, Frosty doesn't even want to play it out. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Frosty just concedes. I think she knew that there's just no beating it at that point. There's nothing she could draw.
Yeah, just that overwhelming advantage, right? And with that squandered resources, being able to pay for the taxes from Thalia, yeah, that's. I mean, I understand that's going to probably that would just do it, right?
Yeah, that's a brutal game, unfortunately, for Frosty, who's played incredible throughout the day so far. So we are going to move into. We're going to probably take a short break here. And then we're going to be back for round 4. It looks like that means Charble, I believe, is just in our finals now. Charbles are only undefeated. So
yeah,
Charble.
Yeah,
Charble's in our finals, I believe. And that means now we're gonna head down to the lower bracket for round 4 and round 5 and see who Charble is gonna play into our finals. We'll see you guys then.
Yeah, thanks, Pope Hoffy, and thanks everybody for coming out. We'll see you next round.
We'll see you guys next round.